Welcome back to the thrilling conclusion of the serial killer's signature. I'm Aria, your guide through this gripping crime novel. In these final chapters, Detectives Martinez and Johnson face their greatest challenges yet as they close in on the serial killer. Tensions rise, danger lurks around every corner, and the ultimate showdown awaits. Join me as we witness the electrifying climax and resolution of this heart-pounding story. Get ready for a roller coaster of emotions as justice hangs in the balance. Are you prepared for the explosive finale of the serial killer's signature? Let's dive in and uncover the truth together. Of their beliefs and expose the true extent of the darkness they had dared to confront. Months had passed since the trial, and the city had gradually returned to a semblance of normalcy. Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson found themselves immersed in a new wave of cases, their focus shifting away from the serial killer that had consumed their lives. However, the echoes of the past lingered, their impact felt in subtle ways. The detectives couldn't help but notice the shadow that the serial killer's signature case had cast over their lives. The memories of the victims, their families, and the harrowing journey they had embarked upon remained etched in their minds, a constant reminder of the fragility of human existence. Despite their best efforts to move forward, Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson found themselves haunted by unanswered questions. They wondered if there were other victims, hidden in the periphery of the killer's rampage, whose stories had yet to be uncovered. They couldn't shake the feeling that there were loose ends left untied, mysteries waiting to be unraveled. Driven by their relentless pursuit of truth, the detectives reopened the case files, poring over the evidence once more. They revisited the crime scenes, retracing their steps in search of missed details. As they dug deeper, new leads emerged, pointing to potential connections and unexplored avenues of investigation. Their renewed efforts led them to a series of unsolved disappearances that bore similarities to the killer's modus operandi. The victims, seemingly unconnected to the original case, had vanished without a trace, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson realized that their work was far from over. The echoes of the past demanded resolution. As they delved into the new leads, the detectives discovered a hidden network of individuals who had brushed against the edges of the serial killer's path. They encountered survivors who had managed to escape the killer's clutches, scarred but determined to find justice. Together, they formed an unlikely alliance, a support system built on shared trauma and an unwavering commitment to unveil the truth. With each revelation, the detectives unraveled a complex web of deceit and betrayal that reached far beyond their initial investigation. They navigated through a maze of secrets, unearthing dark alliances and corrupt influences that had shielded the true extent of the killer's activities. The investigation intensified, taking them on a twisted journey through the underbelly of the city, a world rife with criminal enterprises, conspiracies, and those who had willingly turned a blind eye to the suffering inflicted by the serial killer. Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson realized that they were up against forces far greater than they had initially anticipated. As they fought to expose the hidden truths and bring the responsible parties to justice, the detectives faced resistance at every turn. Their pursuit of the truth put them in the crosshairs of powerful individuals who were determined to protect their secrets at any cost. The danger escalated, and the detectives found themselves caught in a web of deception, their lives hanging in the balance. Chapter 7 reached its climax with Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson on the precipice of unraveling a conspiracy that went deeper than they could have ever imagined. The truth they sought threatened to shatter the fragile balance of power, leaving them with a choice: retreat and protect themselves, or forge ahead, knowing that the path to justice was fraught with danger. The chapter concluded with the detectives standing at the crossroads, their resolve tested, and the echoes of the past growing louder. The final chapters awaited, promising revelations that would shake the foundations. Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson stood at the crossroads, their determination unyielding despite the dangers that lay ahead. They had glimpsed the vast web of deceit and corruption, a world lurking beneath the surface of their city. With unwavering resolve, they made the decision to forge ahead, knowing that the path to justice would be treacherous. Their investigation led them to an enigmatic figure known as the Puppeteer, a shadowy puppet master orchestrating the intricate dance of power and control. The detectives understood that to expose the truth, they would need to confront this elusive puppeteer and pull back the veil on the interconnected webs of influence. Guided by cryptic clues and whispers from informants, Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson embarked on a cat-and-mouse chase, navigating the labyrinthine corridors of power. Every step brought them closer to the puppeteer's lair, but it also drew them deeper into the heart of darkness. The detectives unraveled a network of high-profile individuals, each with their own secrets to protect. They discovered a tapestry of hidden alliances, where loyalty was bought and sold, and lives were mere pawns in a greater game. As they peeled back the layers, the true scale of the puppeteer's power came into focus, a power that extended far beyond the scope of their initial investigation. With each revelation, the detectives became acutely aware of the risks they faced. They found themselves pursued by faceless enemies, shadows lurking in the corners of their vision. Threats loomed at every turn, and their own lives became bargaining chips in the high-stakes game they were playing. In their relentless pursuit, Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson found unlikely allies among those who had long been silenced by fear. Whistleblowers emerged from the shadows, willing to risk everything to expose the truth. Together, they formed a fragile alliance, united by their shared quest for justice and a desire to dismantle the puppeteer's grip on the city. The detectives' investigation took them to the highest echelons of power, where they confronted the puppeteer, a figure cloaked in mystery and wielding immense influence. In a tense standoff, truths were laid bare, and the puppeteer's motives were finally unveiled. They discovered that the puppeteer had orchestrated the serial killer's reign of terror, exploiting the victim's shared past to serve their own sinister agenda. The puppeteer's thirst for control and manipulation knew no bounds, and they had created an intricate network of power built on the suffering of others. With evidence in hand, Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson prepared to expose the puppeteer's crimes to the world. But they knew that in doing so, they risked not only their own lives but the lives of those they held dear. The puppeteer's reach extended far and wide, and their desperation to protect their secrets made them a formidable foe. Chapter 8 reached its climax with the detectives teetering on the edge of a precipice. They understood that the final battle was approaching, and the choice they made would determine the fate of their city and the legacy of the victims. Armed with determination and a burning desire for justice, they prepared to face the puppeteer head-on, ready to unveil the shadows that had cast their city into darkness. As the final chapters awaited, the detectives braced themselves for a showdown that would test their limits and redefine their understanding of justice. The puppeteer's empire stood on the brink of collapse, and the true reckoning was within reach. The stage was set for an epic conclusion that would leave an indelible mark on the city and the lives of those who had fought to unveil the shadows. The air crackled with anticipation as Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson stood on the precipice of their final showdown with the puppeteer, the mastermind behind the web of corruption and deceit that had plagued their city. They knew that the battle ahead would be their most perilous yet, but their resolve remained unyielding. Armed with the evidence they had painstakingly gathered, the detectives orchestrated a carefully planned operation to expose the puppeteer's crimes. They collaborated with trusted allies within the justice system, ensuring that the truth would be unveiled without interference or corruption. As the operation commenced, the city held its breath. The puppeteer's empire trembled under the weight of impending exposure, their carefully constructed facade on the verge of collapse. The detectives and their allies moved swiftly, striking at the heart of the puppeteer's operation, dismantling their network piece by piece. But the puppeteer, aware of the imminent threat, fought back with all their might. They unleashed their formidable resources, desperate to preserve their power and silence those who dared to challenge them. The detectives found themselves entangled in a deadly game of cat and mouse, their lives hanging in the balance with each move they made. In the midst of the chaos, Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson discovered an unexpected ally, an insider within the puppeteer's ranks, disillusioned by the depths of the puppeteer's corruption. This ally, risking everything, provided crucial information that would unravel the puppeteer's hold on the city once and for all. The final act unfolded with a relentless pursuit through the city's darkest corners. The detectives engaged in heart-pounding chases, daring rescues, and intense confrontations, inching ever closer to the puppeteer's lair. They encountered hired thugs, powerful figures entangled in the puppeteer's web, and faced their own inner demons along the way. With determination burning in their hearts, Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson breached the puppeteer's stronghold, a sprawling mansion that mirrored the puppeteer's opulent lifestyle. Within its walls, the detectives confronted the puppeteer face to face, their resolve unyielding despite the danger that surrounded them. The ensuing battle was a symphony of chaos, as the detectives and the puppeteer engaged in a fierce struggle for survival and justice. Blow after blow was exchanged, each strike carrying the weight of all the lives impacted by the puppeteer's reign. The detectives drew upon their training, their instincts, and their unwavering belief in the cause they fought for. In a climactic moment, Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson emerged victorious. The puppeteer, stripped of their power and exposed for their heinous crimes, lay defeated. The city, too, was set free from the puppeteer's grip, its citizens given a chance to rebuild and heal. Chapter 9 concluded with a sense of triumph and relief. The detectives, battered and bruised, but unbroken, surveyed the aftermath of their battle. The city began the long process of healing and rebuilding, reclaiming its spirit from the shadows that had plagued it for far too long. Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson, their mission fulfilled, stood as beacons of hope and inspiration. Their tireless pursuit of justice had exposed the puppeteer's web of corruption, offering a glimmer of redemption and a reminder that even in the face of darkness, light could prevail. As the final pages of their journey turned, the detectives looked toward the future, a future where the echoes of the past would serve as a reminder to remain vigilant, to safeguard against the encroaching shadows. Their legacy would endure, a testament to the power of truth, resilience, and the unwavering dedication of those who dared to confront the darkest corners of humanity. The story of the serial killer's signature came to a close, but its impact would forever shape the lives of Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson. They would carry the weight of their experiences, forever changed by the battles they fought and the justice they sought. And as they moved forward, they would remain guardians against the shadows, ensuring that the echoes of the past would never be forgotten. As we come to the end of our thrilling journey through the serial killer's signature, we hope you've been on the edge of your seat, captivated by the relentless pursuit of justice. The final part, comprising chapters 7 to 9, has taken us through the most harrowing moments, where the heroes faced their darkest challenges. Witnessing the ultimate battle between good and evil has been an unforgettable experience. As we bid farewell to Detectives Martinez and Johnson, let's acknowledge their unwavering determination, courage, and the sacrifices made along the way. We hope this gripping crime saga has left you with a sense of satisfaction and closure. Thank you for joining us on this thrilling journey, and remember to stay vigilant in the face of darkness. Until next time, keep your curiosity sharp, your resolve unyielding, and continue to explore the captivating world of crime fiction. Goodbye for now.